Shoutouts to Gelly.
Shoutouts to Gelly. Thank you, Gelly, so much for this donation, and welcome everybody to this wonderful run of 140. It's a rhythm platformer from the year of 2013, released by Carlson Games, which is a former developer of Playdead, developers of Limbo and Inside. And the game is a rather abstract, you could say even esoteric, platformer that utilizes music in correlation with the environments. I do have a co-commentator, she will arrive shortly, but other than that, I guess we are basically very much able to start very soon. We're going to run all levels. I'm going to explain everything else during the run. That being said, are you ready for the timer? Alright, cool. So, 3, 2, 1, and go. Thank you. Welcome to 140. We are this abstract shape, which shifts shape between circle, square, and triangle. These shapeshifts are completely automatic, I can't do anything about them. When I move on the ground, I'm a circle. When I jump like this, I'm a triangle. And when I stand still, I am a square. And here is -7. Welcome her, she's the world record holder for both any percent and all levels. Nice jump. The objective of the game is to collect these orbs, which are also called keys, and we have to activate them in these panels. Now when I do that, the background music of the game starts to change. I hope that the music is loud enough for the viewers to hear, because the music is a very important element of the game. So we just collected this orb, which was moving up and down and made a sound in correlation to it, and now I activated it. Now all the platforms are moving up and down, so I activated the elevators and the music changed. And this is basically the whole idea of this game, like a synesthetic experience of sound and environment. In case you're wondering, this game is called 140 because the music is running at 140 BPM. It's actually that simple. But that brings with us some very new complications in regards to the run, which I will explain once I have the time. Oh no, yeah.
I guess I can explain it. So,
yeah, thanks.
Basically, you see these little panels that we activate to finish each sort of sub-level, as you could call it. That activation can only happen on a full beat. And with 140 BPM, that comes out to 1 beat every 0.43 seconds, I believe.
How about that, yeah.
So that's the kind of limiting factor. It's a sort of frame rule if you're familiar with how SMB1 speedrunning works.
Really late. So we have strats for each and every single activation panel to get that on the earliest possible beat. And the world record is extremely optimized in regards to the activations that you can get. And we call the earliest activations, we just call them like early activations. Sorry about the sudden stutter. Whenever you run or play any music or rhythm games, your ability to speak suddenly drops to 0.
Yeah, absolutely.
Upcoming is a fairly new trick and a very hard trick. I have exactly one shot at it. I'm going to try my best at it, and if I don't get it, that's not a big deal. Oh, that was a bit late. Let's see. I overshot it. So this game has coyote time. Coyote time is the amount of frames that you have while rolling, or in any game, walking off a platform and still having the ability to jump while in midair. Here this is about 6 frames, so it's rather generous. Now, here's a twist. In 2017, Carlson, the developer, updated this game, and he not only included a new level, the 4th level, which is what we're going to see today. It's a little skip right here. Okay, cool, got it. And he also had to update, because of the new Unity version, he used the physics engine. Now that one gives us the ability to jump, barely scratch an edge, keep the downward momentum, but regain our coyote time. So we can do jumps in midair while being slightly below the platform. It is incredibly accurate to set this up, however, and there's a few scenes in the game where this can be utilized. I hope that I can show at least one.
It's a very niche trick, really, because what it allows you to do is kind of catch something lower than you would normally be able to. That's what you saw Zet doing earlier, or trying to, but it's a very difficult trick. To get that, it's like kind of a 0.9 frame window. It's one frame, and then sometimes you can get 0 framed.
This orb has a weird activation cycle. For some reason, this activates on every 16th. Okay, so here we go. Wait, was I supposed to do something here? No, I don't think. Whatever, I don't know. Boss 1, ladies and gentlemen, is the worst boss of the game. It has a tiny amount of RNG, and that is just enough RNG so that it can screw your run. You can see these boss thingies wiggling left and right, and whenever I hit it, it splits, and now I'm being teleported to the hub world back again, and the position is relative to where I was before. I had a really bad spot in hitting the boss, but basically the boss can be further left or further right when you're teleported to the hub back again, and that can shorten or increase the distance to the activation panel for level 2, so you can lose up to 2 activation cycles just by RNG here, which is really stupid. What am I doing? Activation cycle of shame. This level is called Snakes and Lasers, by the way, because we have these platforms appearing called the snakes, and we have some lasers made out of static.
I do wonder why they are called snakes. It's quite a mystery.
They are long. Level 2 is the most straightforward. It doesn't have any of the new skips of the new trick. By the way, this game is also, as of 1 month, available on the Nintendo Switch. So if you want to play this on the go, it has all of the levels, unlike the other console ports, which are lacking level 4. And I tested it, all of the skips are possible on Switch. I would still not recommend you run on Switch just yet, because we don't have the... We have a very precise in-game timer modification for the game, which gives us absolute precise exact timing to the beat.
Yeah, and we just have that for PC for now.
Yeah, and you would have to manually cut up the frames to figure out your exact time on Switch. But if you want to run on Switch, then please feel free to do so. We'll figure out about it. When I started running this game, the following trick was basically brand new. Come on. Yeah, this one. What am I? Let's give it one more try. Alright, here we go. Easy every time. Except when you're in a marathon.
Yeah, for that trick you're kind of abusing that coyote time. You want to fall a little bit, and that gives you, your height will be lower, and so you'll have an easier time getting under that little bar.
Alright. Oh. Nice swag. Totally useless to do this, because now I have to wait down here. I didn't even get the good activation. So this activation cycle was the hardest in the 2013 version. One of the only gold splits I needed back then.
But now it's easy for some reason.
Yeah, I still missed it though.
Oh.
And yeah, as you see, we activated the gravity being reversed every 4th bar. Every, I think, bar 3 and 1. No, bars 4 and 1, that's it. always have musical patterns of 4 bars, and they structure like the background music. Let's kiss the wall a bit. Let's see if I can pull off the magic right here. I have many setups which I use to align myself with the checkpoints. Oh, by a checkpoint, by the way, I haven't explained this. These, well, straight lines of light you see over there, these are checkpoints. This thing right here.
That's using it to line himself up.
Oh, come on. Yeah, whatever. So I'm using this checkpoint to align myself there, and this orb is extremely hard to get. By the way, we have a bit of a free time here, so this would be an excellent time for a selfie.
As is tradition.
Of course. Awesome. If you get the soundtrack of this game, there are remixed versions of the stages and bosses tracks on there. And for some reason, this track doesn't sound very impressive in-game, but on the soundtrack it is a total banger. So get it. Also, the vinyl looks really cool.
Yeah, by the way, the boss is not random at all. Zed knows exactly where all the things are.
So first phase of the boss is done. Good thing we're ahead of schedule. That's usually the moment when you get nervous. This boss isn't hard, but it you know that what is coming up towards you is. So the next level starts with kind of a bridge, and one member of the community called the Game Guy SD, he found a way to significantly shorten the time you take to cross the bridge. You have these blocks right there. You see them here. You've seen them before in level 2. These here, they're called swappers. So when you touch them, they just start to disappear and appear on a different place. Not a good position, I guess. Yeah, I was way too far right. Could be too far left. Alright, I tried the backup, didn't get it. It is possible to... What you're supposed to do is touch one of them, go to the second, touch the second, activate it, and then go back and then activate the third, that you have the full bridge. What I'm trying to display here, I'm really eager to. Zero frame. This is not good. Okay, let's get the backup. Okay, got the backup, whatever. It is possible with the attack that I earlier explained, where you just barely catch the edge. We called it the edge catch, and utilize the collider frames. Gives you just enough time to jump over to the next block, activate it, and jump back to the second again, sorry, before it has disappeared, which saves a significant amount of time.
That bridge is quite infamous in the community. It's gone through multiple iterations.
Yeah, the first skip we called the Bride, because I once mistyped in Discord, instead of bridge I typed Bride, then we kept calling it that. Then David found an optimization to the Bride. Wow, I did the marathon because I talked.
Yeah, David found an optimization called the Widow, which was I don't think it was any faster, but it was definitely easier to do.
It was way more consistent, and it didn't save nor lose any time, so we kept doing that.
And then in the newest version with edge jumps, we have the trick that Zed tried to do, but it's very, very difficult.
I'm off the cycle right now. This is really bad. we go. Would have been that easy the first time. Now we have the friendos, our trampolines back, but after they do the trampoline thingy, they turn to laser static, and we don't want to touch that, because touching that is bad. Here's a little trick that I'm trying to set up. Could work. I think it should.
We'll be trying to get the orb early here.
Mm-hmm. What? How did that not work? Alright, got the backup. Lost 3 cycles even, alright. You see, all the impressive skips here are totally not marathon safe. So you have to be nuts to submit this to a marathon. Shoutouts to Vi. They recently ran it at AGDQ. After being rejected for so many times.
There's not really much going on in this particular sub-level, but there's a lot of pressure if you're on a good run, because it's just, you know, a lot of waiting around. It's easy to make a mistake because you're stressed.
Little fun fact here, I used the background to find the correct position to survive this. But Carlson in the 2017 update had moved the background slightly, and as such my previous visual cue suddenly didn't work anymore. I was like, what? So the upcoming obstacle, we call it the Dream Crusher. It is not that hard, but when you're here on PB pace and your heart is pounding like crazy, then it's really easy to mess this up.
Very close.
Yeah, it was a bit sloppy, but it worked out. So, this is the actual final boss of the game. The third boss. However, since we're running all levels today, we're going to see an additional level after this one. This is where the any % run would have ended. The spawning positions of these triangles are RNG. What I have to do is I need to face with my little triangle friendo right there. I have to face the evil triangle pointing towards me to make it fly away from me instead of inside of me, which would kill me. So the first, excuse me, so the first phase is extremely straightforward. In the second phase, suddenly the little triangle decides to automatically rotate between 90 and 180 degrees each shot. So here it's 90 degrees, now 180 degrees again. So I have to align my shots accordingly. Now for the third phase, this thing gets even crazier. Not only does my little triangle do this rotation, but also the evil triangles do them as well. You might think, whoa, this is super duper hard, and how do you even keep it up during PB pace? But there is a fairly easy setup, a little spoiler on the side. Once you know what to do, you can predict things early, because the rotations in between are always the same. So this would now be an any % run. Oh, 18 minutes. That's actually not too bad for a no reset, considering my many attempts at the bridge. Enjoy our bitrate being crammed to death right now.
Also, plot twist, we've had a third dimension this entire time.
Yeah. We've been 3-dimensional this whole time. By the way, if you want to watch a 3-dimensional version of 140, I think tomorrow?
I can't remember when it is.
Vectronom on Stream 1. Stream 1, nice German. Stream 1 is a musical rhythm platformer, kind of similar to 140, but in 3D. You really want to not miss that. Played by Bad Black Shark. So, our any % portion is over. But since we're playing all levels, we're going to also play through the now unlocked bonus stage number 4. This was like a surprise update that Carlson brought out in 2017 after the game was already 4 years old for his trusty fans such as us. And then we had to suddenly play a new stage, which is also very challenging. It's also called Test. And I probably can't talk that much here. That was a really bad catch.
We're seeing kind of more complex patterns in this level.
Or hearing.
Or hearing, yes.
Oh, nice.
Hearing and seeing.
And I have to admit, I'm not such an expert in this level yet. But
don't get spooked here, but we might have a double transition. Which you can indeed use to like land on a platform briefly. But you know, speedrunners. That's what we do.
do you think I can do this?
I think you have good room. So yeah, right here we want to not die, that's the only goal.
Ah, yes! Nice. That was a really tight skip right there. This section has the coolest trick of the whole game.
And the worst.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a couple of attempts. But please don't hate me if I don't get it, because it's really hard. But if I don't get it, then we can still enjoy the game's best music section, in my opinion. So I explained these edge catches earlier. And we can utilize them here. Need some concentration. That was fairly close, to be honest.
Got it, nice!
Awesome! Second try, this is amazing. So, what you see us doing here right now is we're carrying the key with us all along. Oh, dang it. Okay. Yeah, I have to align myself right now. I'm too hyped.
Basically, we passed through some orbs that were meant to block us.
The funny thing is, for some reason, you can play through this stage without having the previous rhythm activated that you're supposed to have. So all this, what you're seeing here, is actually supposed to move around and be very hazardous to you. And but you can play this without having activated the beat with it, which is really cool. And you can carry the orb. Now, the thing about the orbs is, jump too early. The thing about the orbs is, it doesn't matter which orb you activate. It matters on which panel you activate it. So, since I carry this to the next panel, I now skip one music section of the game.
And not only that, but we're gonna use this orb that was meant to go into this panel and take it with us.
Exactly. So we can skip a bit of the ending section here. Now the trampolines, they have slightly morphed, and they don't just shoot us up, they just simply reverse gravity, which is pretty awesome. And you also hear the background beat suddenly playing backwards. Now listen to it. Listen to the drums. Well, the drums are very silent right now, but hey. Now it's forward again. Pretty cool effect. Shoutouts to Jacob Smith, the sound and music guy. Oh, that's not gonna work. I'm not even attempting it. It is possible to do this in one try, but I pressed the right way too late here. Oh, why did I try this? I know why, because I didn't get the skip, and then I was aligned differently than I'm used to. So here's the thing, if you want to get world record, you have to get all the tricks that I got and didn't get. And
that one.
And that one which I just didn't get. It was really close though. I'm giving it another shot. Let's not do this. It's weird, it works so well in practice. Yeah, what you would do is you could just roll through the static here and then immediately get shot through the ceiling, so it would save a cycle. And that you have to touch this block here, the swapper block. Now this orb we can just completely ignore because we carry our friendo, the little orb from earlier, with us, and we can go to the final boss fight. I am in very good shape regarding the estimate, by the way. And we have our little friendo, the little triangle again, and this looks like boss 1, but plot twist, it is a completely new boss, which utilizes the mechanics that we have found through the game's level, which I think is pretty awesome, because one thing I would criticize about this game is that the bosses of the previous levels, they have very little to nothing to do with the rest of the level, which is okay, but it's kind of a bit sad because the mechanics in the levels are so interesting that it's kind of sad that they are getting abandoned. This boss, however, just does it. It completely brings back the gravity reverse mechanic and the appear and disappearing platforms. By the way, get ready on time if I don't die. Time. Okay, 25:13. Considering how this one went, is fairly great. Yeah, that was 140. Thank you so much for watching. Shoutouts to the whole community. Shoutouts to GameGuysD. We will do this race one day, and if it's at ESA Summer 2020, because we did some community race in summer 2019, and we still haven't done our third round. And currently, the community is getting really angry about us. Shoutouts to Carlson for creating this game. He is located in Copenhagen, so I asked him if he wanted to do live commentary. Unfortunately, he got hit by a sudden back pain and couldn't move at all, so I still got the amazing world record holder 7 here, -7, excuse me. Shoutouts to Carlson and Smith. They are awesome developers. They're really in touch with the community. They really want the game. They don't want to patch stuff out that would make any speedrun strat impossible. Super supportive. We met them last year at summer. Had some drinks with them. Shoutouts to the rest. Shoutouts to Dele, who made this amazing. You see in the bottom right corner right there, made this amazing timer mod. And shoutouts to Gelly, who also did some modding. Shoutouts to Ronnie, Dave, whoever missed, Evie. Yeah. If you want to grab this game, come to the Carlson Discord. We have lots of nice people there. We would also want to help you learn this game, because this game is super optimized, but everything has setups, and we can work things out. So, I guess that's it. Have anything else to say, Seven?
Not really, no.
Not really. All right.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching again. That was 140. Great rhythm platformer. It's available on PC and Switch and all the other platforms, but the other platforms don't have the 4th level, so you should get it on PC or Switch. Have fun watching the rest of ESA, and take care. I'm out.